Ladies and gentlemen, the title does not deceive you. This is it, man. We are currently doing the final side mission. Look at all these. Look at all these missions we've done. That I have. There might be more side missions, but this is the only one that I've got left before doing the final actual mission. We will see what happens. Making it look easy, guys. Making it look easy. Dagnabbit. I forgot there's stupid mines everywhere. Ah, man, I hate the mines. Literally the worst thing in this game. I knew I should have put these stupid things up. Do I have any? Yes, I do. I have that. I don't need that. How much does that even weigh? 1 pound. That won't even help me at this case. Ugh. Mercy. Literally the worst condition to have is being concussed. It's not even because it does any damage, because it doesn't do any damage. It's because it just inconveniences everything else. Oh, that's right. These are outlaws. I'm actually friends with these guys. For the most part. Since I was able to talk their way out. Outlaw sniper. Ignoring the fact that I killed many of their guys when first exploring this area. We're going on a cigarette run of all things. Imagine dying. Oh wait, hold on. Is this like a whole thing I need to go into? Can't really not. Okay. I knew it. I knew that was gonna blow up. Did that just make it worse? Nope. That guy did. That guy did. That guy did. That guy did. What's up, squad lead?
Hey.
See, look at that. We cool. We cool with the snipers. Yeah, aight. This is that get loose juice. Whoa. I almost call it spicy. And it's not. It's sour, not spicy. Vodka is just spicy drink. It's not vodka, by the way. It's like Sour Patch Kids.
Seriously, don't get yourself killed. It's a nice.
You're
Hey. If I could get this when you couldn't, I bet you couldn't take it from me.
You ain't so bad.
That only leaves now. That's all we got left is the main quest. Look at that. Alright. Oh, I can't. Oh, that's so unfortunate. There's probably some quests that I haven't begun yet. And so what I'll do, if there is some quest I haven't done yet, I'll manual save right before we head out. And then what we'll do is we'll come back to finish up the rest of the quests. I'm not going to give all the achievements this time around, even though I've gotten a great many of achievement. Just think, man, weeks ago this was giving me problems. We've been playing this for about 2 weeks now, because man, we've been maybe even 3, because we've been live streaming this for a while. We haven't been streaming in it daily, but we've been streaming it almost every single day since I've bought it and I've started my playthrough. I'm gonna hate to see this go, honestly. I'm gonna hate to be done with the game to finish it, because it is a very fun game to play. I have my quirks with it. I have some negative aspects that I'll bring out, but overall it has been an enjoyable experience. Of course, I'm saying all this before the final level. The final level just might ruin the game for me, but we'll figure it out. All right. Let's go to sleep. Let's get ready for this. Sorry, I had to check something. Man, honestly, I think we're ready. This is as good as it's gonna get, I think, so. Let's not beat around the bush, as it were. Let's get to it. Do I have any drinks? I have no drinks. I have enough ammo for days. That's not a problem. I need something to drink. What's the one that gives me... Alright, I'm gonna head back. Whoa! So $20 is the best. Okay, let's see here. All of those. All of those. All of those. That should hold me over. And both of those. How much money do I still have? 10,000. Alright, we are going to level up our guns, and then we are going to go to town, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, this is it, guys. This is it. I have no idea how long this is going to take. I don't think it's going to take us 2 hours to finish this up. Of course, Ellie brings in more cows the last episode. Of course she does. Because why wouldn't she? I need to repair that. Well, I also need to repair that. No, I do not have enough. Okay. Can I break those down? Anyway, okay, Tinker, that's level 40 only. I can at least get that level 41. The rest of them, man, they're gonna have to stay where they're at. Level 47. Alright, I need more weapon parts though. Okay, what guns am I not crazy about keeping? Okay, I don't really like that's even that one. Don't really care about that one. Don't care about that one. Don't care about that one. The rest of them I kind of care about. Okay. Oh wait, hold on, wait, stop. Okay. Inventory. Let me scrap that. Scrap that. That's all. Scrap that. Scrap that. Scrap that. Okay. Oh, really? 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 Well, that doesn't even do anything. Okay. We are... Dude, this is it. This is it. Where's the food? Okay, let me manual save. Let me manual save first. The reason we're doing this, just in case there's something we forgot, we can go back and we can do it again. Let's do it. Oh, well, I could have done it. Okay. This is it!
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are
0 escapes.
can be chilly. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
8-eye.
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 870. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's document.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. This is it.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Wait, this is Terror 2? My mistake. I'll just leave.
Your ship is not permitted to leave until you remit payment for your fines and submit your... Only after your smoking corpse is thrown from an airlock will we lift the...
Captain, I would not recommend this course of action.
I'm with you.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated.
Yeah, baby.
Received. Transferring data to external. How can I... Forgive me, Captain. Was there an... No, I am sure I cannot feel emotions. The memory has merely disrupted one of my processors. Glitches can be quite uncomfortable. It was my fault he died.
What?
I should have predicted the statistical unlikeliness of success of my captain's actions. In fact, I did, but illogically disregarded the results. He asked me to trust him. Captain Hawthorne attached 98.4% of the ship's processes to my computer, thereby giving me near total control. I have been programmed to deftly calculate navigation vectors through asteroid. Alex also taught me the concept of a personality. He was quite delighted when I crafted one in order to better engage with him. It was basic in the beginning. The information in my memory banks says I am an autonomous digital astrogator.
Oh, Ada,
created
yeah.
by, redacted, on the date of, redacted, for the express purpose of, redacted.
Thank you.
I have not yet decided if I should attempt to I asked once. How? I request.
Okay. I wish you could have taken like all of the characters with you. You know what? This is our last coup de grace. Felix, you're coming with me, big man. Ellie, so are you. This is the last. This is it, guys. This is it. All right, let's go out with a bang. I don't think we're having to go in gun shooting because I'm thinking we are able to talk our way out of it. As soon as we leave this platform, guys, it is on like Donkey Kong.
The captain did right by us. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not far.
Oh!
Groundbreaker doesn't need trash like you.
Oh! We got back up! Take it to him, boys! Take it to him!
Back. Nobody? That's what I thought.
Oh, Ellie, Felix, you guys are loaded. Take it to him, boys. Take it to him. Ellie, no.
Dump the bodies and the rest of them. Great. More paperwork.
Ellie, sister, you are almost dead. Hold on, are you guys, you're not leveled up. Ellie, you are almost dead. That is not okay.
Something.
Wait, do you have another one? You do. This is not good. Dude, the groundbreaker coming in clutch. Dude, I was not seeing that coming. He said something about the groundbreaker, but it didn't register. Okay. Dude, look at this. Well, Ellie, which one? Ellie, what do you have again equipped? Do you have what you need equipped? Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Okay, wait. What am I? Distance, weapons, ranged. Ranged. I want all of you guys to be ranged. Felix. What about my boy Felix? Felix, how you doing, boss man? Ranged.
How long we'd last on the surface.
Getting in's one thing. Let's just hope we're able to get out.
Oh, those were disguises. Okay, guys, my goal is to keep both of you alive. If at any point it gets dicey, Ellie, you almost died on me, sister. That's not happening.
Them to leave us a few options.
Okay, let's see. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Dustin, think. Okay, no.
Keep your eyes out for distance.
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hot. Whoa, nothing.
Dude, this is. Okay, so we got one speech check. We passed one speech check. The problem is, as soon as we get Felix, or as soon as we get Dude, bro, we're gonna have to be shooting our way out. Get in, get in, get in. Shut door, shut door, shut door. Okay, okay, okay. I don't have any money for any of this. Okay. Tino? Yeah, Tino. You got nothing for me, sister. Alright. Oh, dude, okay, I didn't realize. This is wild. I did not expect this to turn out this way. Okay.
I'll keep it down.
We gotta get my boy Phineas. Listen, if I have to shoot through you guys, I will. That's why I brought the muscle with me. Okay, this disguise, it's... I didn't realize we had a disguise.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight.
Let's go, Monarch! Let's go! Dude, forget about it. We're going in. We got an army behind us. Let's stinking go. Dude, this got like some Republic vibes going on. Whoa. Dude, we've had the Groundbreaker help us. We've had the Groundbreaker help us. We've had Monarch help us. Dude, it's my boy Grim. That's sick.
Never done this before, but that ain't gonna stop me now.
Amen, brother. Let's get to it, baby. You guys are awesome. Dude, I was not expecting to have help from other people. But I just hear the captain needs our help, and I'm like, wait, what? Dude, this is awesome. This is how you do it, man. This is how you do it. If you're gonna have a whole get-together shindig thing, man, last level, everyone's standing up to the board now.
Heads up, boss.
We're good. We're good, Felix. We're good. Dude, this is sick. Alright.
Well, look who it is.
Wow.
I'm
Oh,
Dave.
man.
I was, and I
see you've brought the kid along. Babysitters may be expensive, but they're worth it, you know.
Kid.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to
Wait, the
bury your
kid?
Ah, and the wayward doctor. Are you about done with your escapades? We have faces that need lifting, after all.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them. Wouldn't mind taking a swing at yours.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognized. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working class... Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain.
Are you kidding me? We're out here trying to clean up your mess.
That's right, Felix.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much alone.
Everywhere I do go, people are.
I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Are you out of your mind? Rockwell's the biggest monster in Halcyon. You got any idea how many lives he's destroyed?
Boss man, look how many we've killed. All right, like we're in the same boat.
Enough. You even think about cooperating with this?
Oh, Felix, don't be like that. Felix.
You and I are finished. You're damn right.
Easy.
If you're gonna place more faith on this brat, then...
I'm not going to kill you, Roxwell, but the thought did cross my mind. Phineas, you bet, or Felix, you better not mess this up, boss man. I put my faith in you. All right, let's get going here. Oh, MSI is back again.
See what the fuss is about a blasted lab coat. What was that?
You! You new here? Oh. No!
Sorry, boss man. No! That's Felix. Felix, watch it, watch it. Felix, you're standing right in front of me, boss man. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Yeah! Now that was fun!
Alright. Again, Felix, you better not mess this up for me, boss man.
Ain't feeling jittery, are you? 'Cause I'm not.
Hope you're right about this, Captain.
We're about to find out, sister.
Captain, you have an
uncanny talent for complicating my life.
I don't even know who you are.
You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Have at it, sister.
I'm afraid you have a flair for subtlety. If you'd worked for me, you would have been the greatest fixer Halcyon has ever seen. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon, and therefore you are my enemy. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable.
Yeah, only if you
Even I have to
survive
beat it out of him.
to beat it out of him.
All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you. I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you.
I won't argue that.
I wish you'd simply cooperated with me. You're the finest marksman in Halcyon.
That's right.
You could have been my gun.
I work for no man.
Fair enough. Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects...
Yes, I know.
My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me.
I'll never tell.
That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word.
This is Halcyon. Their word ain't nothing.
Damn you. You are telling the truth.
Hey, watch your language, you little pagan.
Scientists have been lying to me, and I was stupid enough. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those
I've set them back
experiments.
decades.
You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your life. You're unpredictable, and you answer to no one but yourself. I couldn't just leave you untethered, roaming the colony as you please, disrupting the natural order of things. You chose to ally yourself with an irrational madman. I understand. You have an entire population of colonists depending on you. So do I. I haven't given up on the program yet. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to... And don't worry. I will...
Boss fight time.
Yeah, boss? Whatever you...
I can't risk you guys.
Something on... Okay.
I can't risk them. I would be devastated if they died here at the end, so I'm not giving them the opportunity. Man, I don't know. All right. Holy mackerel. That dude almost rinsed me. Come on. Dude, right there at the beginning, that guy almost just domed me. Hey! Right. That wasn't terrible. Oh, you best believe I'm going to be using this. And check this place out. Pretty neat. Man, that was awesome.
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. And I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh?
All right, that's right.
You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to... Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication.
Oh no! Wait, it's Outer 2 gonna be?
Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or we're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Well.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, but something must have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why Earth's gone silent. I don't even know if Earth exists anymore.
Whoa.
We have no connection back to Earth, and return is likely impossible. I heard it from Akande herself. She tried to pressure me into joining her side, you see. Tried to make me realize that all hope is lost. She was half right. We are alone, and we're going to have to fend for ourselves, because there's no telling what's happened to Earth. You might have heard of the Earth Directorate's frigate. Half the colony's entire military was on that ship. They were returning to Earth when they vanished without a trace. That was 2 years ago. We haven't heard a word from them since. Whatever happened to Earth likely happened to them. Yes, Akande mentioned as much. Earth hasn't sent us a single message in 3 years. No one knows why. Akande had kept the truth to herself, perhaps with good reason. Can you... I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you, but after all you've done, I owe you an... Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. Each of my experiments ended in catastrophic failure. Each of my subjects died in agony. You are my first and only success. I didn't tell you about the others because I didn't want to burden you. My failures are my own to bear, not yours.
How do I want to play this? How do I want to play this? I mean, I understand what he had to do, and I wish that was an option. Like, I wish it was a more nuanced, and I forgive you, or you're a murderer. I wish it's like, it sucks that you had to do it, but I understand why you did it.
I'm not asking you to forgive me. Law knows I won't forgive myself. But I'm going to try to set things right. My apologies. I need to get a hold. If you have any... Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to need a leader. And I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon.
I've murdered half a colony.
If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the Board's authority. But the Board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the Board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival.
Yep.
Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The Board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient.
Hey!
In the coming years,
Oh boy.
many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing Board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat.
Oh,
Under the leadership
man.
of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising.
That's good.
The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs.
Oh man.
It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. Olivia and Minnie Ambrose worked together to cure the marauders Adrena Time had created. Through their partnership as scientist and administrator, they discovered the harmony that had eluded them as mother and daughter. And through years of patience and effort, they discovered the means to wean Halcyon from the scourge of Adrena Time. Their work eventually allowed Wells and his scientists to treat many of Halcyon's marauders. As their addiction waned, the colonists who had lived for so long under the thrall of Adrena Time returned to their communities and loved ones, and joined in the effort to save Halcyon. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life: Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered Slug's transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, Slug headgear became fashionable in the following year. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds, dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios, and, of course, how to look good doing both. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had.
Get her out.
With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own.
Hey!
She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed.
That's Parvati.
The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name. And in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem.
Hey, there you
She
go.
and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales.
Hey.
Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon?
Are you kidding me?
Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it.
Hey.
As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor.
Oh.
He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Definitely a spiritual successor to New Vegas. Definitely a spiritual successor. I'm hoping that the Outer Worlds 2... Man, see, I really enjoyed the world of the Outer Worlds. That was probably the best part about it. The atmosphere, the world building, that was probably the best part of the Outer Worlds. The gunplay, the gameplay was fun. My biggest gripe, there needs to be more content. That's my biggest gripe, more content. And honestly, if I come away from a game thinking, listen, I wish there was more of said game, you did a good job. Let's see here. The guns looked interesting. They were fun to use. I didn't even use all like the technological guns. I wanted to start that last bit of the ending to do, and the courier that cheated death outside of a good, or out messing it up. It goes, and the courier that cheated death in a cemetery outside of Goodsprings cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. What I'm hoping for Outer Worlds 2 is I'm hoping that it kind of leads in to that more of a wasteland aesthetic. Like, I wonder if they go back to Earth, if it's just going to be a wasteland. I don't want them to do just like Fallout, right? I want them to be able, like, where you can go to Earth, it's a wasteland, but then you can go to other parts, like Roseway. That gave me very much of a Fallout type aesthetic, like, or a Fallout vibe, because something happened there and it was like post-apocalyptic, right? I wish there was more of the chairman, and I wish there was more of a confrontation with the chairman. The final boss fight was what I expected out of RPG, honestly. Even the Legate Linnaeus boss fight in New Vegas wasn't that challenging, honestly. If you came in there with any level higher than like 35, you were going to wipe the floor with them. Oh, my mom was thanked. Oh, I want to thank my mama. Love you, mama. But favorite companion quest, Ellie's was pretty good. I liked Ellie's. Vicar Max's ended wildly. I would have to give to Felix though. It was short, sweet, to the point, and it had some ramifications to Felix, and well, it just ended in a gunfight, right? Favorite area to explore was definitely Edgewater. I liked Edgewater. Monarch overall was probably my least favorite place to visit. That being said, Roseway as a town had the best aesthetic. Byzantium was kind of lackluster, honestly, when it came to content. There wasn't as many stores, not a lot of quests, and again, there might be more that I just don't know about. But overall, I think Edgewater had the best aesthetic. Favorite DLC has to go to Eridanos. Eridanos was a DLC done right. I mean, that was a massive, massive DLC. Well, I say massive DLC, not as big as maybe other RPGs, but for the amount of playtime I got out of that, I was not expecting that to be as big. My least favorite part of the game, besides it being just so short, was I felt like I was restricted with what I could level up, and I understand that's a process, like even New Vegas had it, but for the point system, I was hoping to at least max out some of my points, but I wasn't able to do any of that, and that might be because I was missing some of the missions, so that might just be on me. And the gameplay, or the gunplay, it's for having such a rough start at the beginning of it, it definitely got a lot easier, and it even got to the point where there at the end, we're going through the final mission and we're breezing through it like it's nothing. I mean, if I wanted to go in there and go through everybody, I could have done that, but I chose not to at the expense of stealthing it at the last minute, at the last mission. The music was really good. My favorite music, I think, has to go again to Edgewater. Edgewater had the best music. Edgewater overall, I think, had the best aesthetic. Monarch and Roseway, or at least Roseway, let me rephrase. Roseway and Byzantium felt very underdeveloped. There wasn't a lot going on in, oh, my name. Would you look at that? Just doesn't have a pool at the end of it. Roseway wasn't necessarily, there wasn't a lot of content as I was expecting. There was some content to it, but it wasn't as much as I was expecting with, especially, compared to Monarch. I felt the majority of the game took place on Monarch, honestly. Once you got out of Edgewater, the majority of the game took place on Edgewater, or once you got out of Edgewater, the majority of the game took place on Monarch, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I was just tired of seeing Monarch. And I wish, here's my actual biggest complaint. My wish was whenever I kill somebody from the board or a trooper from the board, like on that one mission when I'm talking to a lady and she divulges all the board secrets, I wish there was a way to talk him down instead of just killing him. Because it was basically, I bribe him. I believe there might have been something to persuade, but my persuade wasn't near high enough. I wish there was like an intimidate, but there was just a bribe or I kill him. And I was thinking, okay, well, since I'm downstairs, right, the board won't know about it and I'll be able to get away. But they knew about it, and so basically every single time I went into Byzantium, it was just a shootout. I appreciated how there wasn't, and for a couple missions, there wasn't just one way, and I think for even all of them, there wasn't just one way to solve the mission. See, that bit of music right there, probably my favorite throughout the entirety. I love that bit of music. With that guitar slide, definitely has that Western frontier vibe to it. Here's a game, you know, take a drink whenever I say vibe. I'm not encouraging you to drink alcohol, by the way, just to be clear. I'm not encouraging you to drink alcohol. But that was something that was like, okay, that kind of bummed me out, because now each time I go to Byzantium, everyone on the board's just shooting me. I just wish there was more to the game, bro, honestly. I just wish there was more. It's such a great, fun game to play. The world building was just amazing. I loved how in this little room right here in the ship, oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. This little room right here is my bedroom. This little room right here is my bedroom in the ship. And I love the fact that it had different bits and pieces from the different areas that I went to. That was really cool. That was awesome. And I hope that the Outer World 2 takes notes and they have where you have your own ship again. Because that was probably one of the best parts. The fact that I'm going around different places and I'm building my crew. A lot of it, unfortunately, took place on the Groundbreaker and Monarch. But it would be cool if I could have someone who was for the board. And I know Pravati was a little bit for the board, but it would have been interesting to have those different perspectives. Like in New Vegas, you have guys from the NCR, and the reason I'm going back to New Vegas is because it's made by the same developer, Obsidian. So Obsidian, I don't know how many of the developers who were in like New Vegas worked on this as well. I assume a great majority of them. But, oh yeah, this took place during COVID-19, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's right. Oh, that's cool. Just different perspectives, you know? But overall, it was a great game. It did not, for me at least, especially with those science weapons, I should have visited Phineas's lab. Looking back, I should have visited with Phineas's lab earlier, because he had those science weapons, so I could have started a whole science gun playthrough. But instead, I just went with what I typically do with the T&L guns, because those are the best looking guns in the game. The let's see here, that one Silica, however you say that one asteroid, that felt a little underutilized, but not near as bad as Roseway and Byzantium. just because it was just a small area, you know. My favorite NPC that was not a part of the crew, because obviously Felix is just my boy. Felix was just my boy. Honestly, I like the bellhop. I'm saying that because I see the murder on Yordanos, which was probably honestly the highlight of the game for me. That was such a great DLC. Bellhop Norville was nice. That was just fun, even though he was very limited. Phineas was of course hilarious every time he was on screen. Just his candor and his reactions. Sinjar wasn't bad. My boy Grim was hilarious. I liked Grim. It was a good game. It was a good game. And I'm letting this play out because I think all these guys need credit for the game that they made. I mean, it's a great game. It's a fun game. It's a game. If you like first person shooters that also happen to be RPGs, I'd recommend this game. I do. I recommend this game. I think Obsidian it's just for a first-person shooter RPG. Story, the world building, the story was great. Even though, you know I skipped a lot over the story because we were playing it online, and I didn't get the full experience by reading the terminals and all that. But this is one that I'm glad I came back to. I'm really glad. I can say I'm glad I spent another $30 to buy this game on PC and buy the Spacer's Choice Edition with the DLC, which again, if you can get this game for $30, man. I don't know. See, I say it's not worth the $60, but when I see the RPGs that come out, besides, of course, like Baldur's Gate 3, obviously that's Game of the Year for a reason. I haven't played it, but that's Game of the Year for a reason. And I'm not going to talk any smack on Baldur's Gate 3 because it just straight up doesn't deserve it. It's from all accounts an amazing game, and I have no reason to believe otherwise. But if you are looking for if you're a Fallout fan like myself, and you're looking, man, I'm missing a first-person shooter. Starfield wasn't it, but I want something else that's in space. Outer Worlds, man. Outer Worlds is fun. It is funny. It is hilarious at times, bro. The humor in it is well done, but also it has its serious moments. Like that one with Nyoka. That mission with Nyoka, bro. That very much contrasts her style, right? She is supposed to be this bombastic and this, gunslinger and this, doesn't take nothing from nobody, but yet her entire family is basically dead, and that just, you could even tell from the last stream, I was, wow, this is really, really, really sad. Again, it's a great game. I love the quirkiness of it. I just wish every single time I step foot on Byzantium, I wasn't immediately shot down. A little easy, especially late game. Late game is really easy, especially on the hardest difficulty on Supernova. Reminds me a lot of how the late game is in New Vegas, though. It does. On the survival mode. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll do a playthrough through New Vegas one of these days. I got a lot of mods on that game, bro. I do. I was not expecting to actually live stream this entirely. I just wanted to do it because it was it was a fun game for me. But yeah, the Spacer's Choice Edition, I know it didn't have the best of starts. It had a very rocky launch and had a lot of glitches. Now though, maybe there at the beginning I accompanied something. The TNL glitch, that was awful. I'm not going to sit here and try to sugarcoat it. That was bad, but I didn't realize that you could just turn those off. So, but again, that needs to be fixed. I don't think I have anything else. I'm trying to pad out the runtime of my final thoughts of the game while we're going through the credits, because I do believe all these guys need credit for what they did. Because I mean, man, this was just such a fun game. I wish in the ship there was more random encounters, because it just seemed I did not go to the kitchen a lot. I didn't go to the kitchen a lot. So I bet there would have been more random encounters if I went into the kitchen, because basically I never had any reason to really go into the kitchen. Except to experience a random encounter. Edgewater was a great place to start. I mean, that was a perfect start to the game. Especially in Supernova, it was very difficult for me. I was getting frustrated at times, but if I just would have slowed down, it would have went a lot smoother. Because I went from Edgewater, and then I went to the Groundbreaker, then I went to Monarch, and then I went to the Murder on Eridanos. Then I went back to Monarch, and then I went to Gorgon, then I went back to Monarch, and then I went to the asteroid and whatnot. So just very interesting. Very interesting. So overall, I believe I only have about I might have 40 hours in this game. I don't believe I do. I might have 35 to 40 hours in that game, which I know for a fact, I believe, I said no, for a fact, and then immediately I believe. I think Pearl on Gorgon and Murder on Eridanos, I 100%ed those DLCs. So to 100% those DLCs and to only get, 35 hours out of a I really hope I did not 100% the rest of the game, because if I can 100% this game in like 40 minutes or 40 hours, that's not necessarily great. I wish there were more DLC with it, but it's kind of hard whenever you're restricted with the different board ideas, different board members. I am very, very excited to see what they do with the Outer Worlds 2. I'm hoping you can go back to Earth. I'm hoping you have a ship. I'm hoping you can go to, I'm hoping it takes like hundreds of years in the future. Or even like right after they figure it out, they have a new man that's like, hey, listen, I can do it better. Have something like the NCR and Caesar's Legion type deal, This one, I felt like I was Caesar's Legion because I'm going against the established government, which was the NCR. So it would be neat to actually fight for the established government. It's kind of, but also have the option to fight against it. Like this one, I could fight for it, but I chose to fight against it because it seemed to push you towards that the board were bad guys until the end. And I wish that was a little bit more fleshed out, but besides the point. So my hopes for the Outer Worlds 2 is as follows. I hope you can go to Earth, if there is an Earth. I hope you can find out what on Earth happened to that colony or happened to those troopers that left. And I think they were, honestly, I think they knew this game was at least going to do good enough to warrant a sequel. I hope you can visit other colonies, because they said that there were other colonies. They said as such. I hope you can go back to the Halcyon colony. And I just want more. That's it. I want this game, but bigger, better. And honestly, if they do those things, I don't see why this can't be a contender for Game of the Year. I don't. If they flush out some things in this game, I don't see why this can't be Game of the Year. Why Outer Worlds 2? If they don't do the things that they're doing with modern games, if they don't use it as a live service type deal, if they just release it like Baldur's Gate, whatever, if they give you more content, if they gave you more weapons and more factions, everything else like that, and they just add on to what they already have. I mean, they already have such a great foundation of lore. Just add on to it. Oh, I didn't know this was optimized for AMD. But if they just add on to it, man, it will be a sequel that we deserve. Anyway, that long rant over. Guys, that was the Outer Worlds, man. We finished. We finished the Outer Worlds. That was a good game. That was a fun game to play. And I am kind of sad that's over. I am. I'm real sad that's over. But, guys, that's all I got for you, man. This is probably one of the shorter streams I've done. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking to the end of this series. This is the first series, I think, that I have truly finished on the channel. That's actually going to be up on the channel. So, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'm going to leave you guys with this screen for a little bit. those of you who stayed for a little bit longer get a little apparently get a little Easter egg here, because I did not mean to hit that. Well, I meant to hit that because I was like, how do I get my face back? I guess we figured it out. Ooh, now I'm big, now I'm small. 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 All right, that's gonna be it. I'm done. I promise I'm done. I promise I'm done. Okay, we're done. Thank you guys for watching.